This is my second day doing this cat sit here in Comox on Vancouver Island, West Canada. And I came here feeling that it's probably gonna be just me and cats. And there was a part of me that was fearful of being a little bit isolated and lonely. I know I'm not doing that well, um, living by myself. And the things that unfold for me here give me absolutely different experience. The couple who invited me to stay in their house, they left yesterday morning, but they introduced me to their neighbor by named Helga, a beautiful older German lady. Or she was born in Germany. Yeah, now she's Canadian for most of her life. And they also introduced me to a few others who I have not met yet, but looking forward to meeting. And so far, I just went to visit her this morning to bring her some food that we had here in the house to share. And when I came to her, she asked me if I speak Ukrainian. I was born in Russia, and till I was 15 years old, I lived in Russia. So I speak fluent Russian, but I never lived in Ukraine, and I don't know Ukrainian. However, the reason she asked me is because one of the Ukrainians refugees is working in her garden, helping her with her garden. And this morning when I came, she was there. That woman was there, a woman of maybe around, I would say like around 50 years old. And I was deeply touched by the encounter with this woman. She did understand Russian and she speaks quite good Russian. So we could communicate. And I was touched because I have not lived in Russia for 30 years now. But the way this woman is being is, it's reminded me about some people live in Russia where they live in fear. They actually cannot trust others. They do not trust others because of the way the country was with them, because of the regime that was at that time. And I've spoken with this Ukrainian woman maybe just 10, 15 minutes. And during that time, there were so many words of I do not trust, I do not trust, I do not trust anyone. I don't need friends. I don't need friends. And at the same time, I could see how she wants the connection and she wants us to connect. And she said, I only trust Helga, this German woman that she comes to help. And it looked like she was trusting me as well. And I guess I'm sitting with a little bit feeling like, hey, okay, I came here to take a break from people. I do want connections, but I'm actually enjoying not having commitments, not having anything I need to show up for in relational spaces, and don't want to get into anything. And at the same time, it feels like I'm invited by life to show up, and especially for something that's really close to my home. Um, because she's from Ukraine and my background is Russian, so there's a lot of stuff that's happening there in those countries. And I can show up for her in her situation here in a way of just showing up. How can I, in what way I can support, in your experience of being here? She doesn't even speak English, right? Because it's more difficult to learn the language, especially she's here not that long. It's more difficult to learn the language the older we get. So she said her computer cannot take English. She's trying, but this cannot take it in. Yeah, so that is very interesting. I'm like, gosh, like I'm just second day here and I'm already invited into something that I couldn't have even imagined to be invited into. And yeah, just staying open and yeah, always open to learn what that brings, what that will make me feel. But for now, I need to go get out and do some groceries because I keep eating my buckwheat, buckwheat with oats for every meal, and I want to get some veggies and all kinds of other stuff. So thank you again for being with me, for all your likes and comments, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Take a good care.